Good evening on this beautiful night of the supermoon. It's the last supermoon for some time, and it's really a very clear night tonight, which is beautiful for us to have here. I say the blue skies have been a godsend, so thank you for stopping the pollution and the chemtrails and the I don't know how much of all that cloud cover that we had was pollution, but the weather has certainly been beautiful since we've had lockdown, and more as I remember from when I was younger and child growing up, as many of us remember that we used to have blue skies with cotton wool clouds, whereas recent years has just been constant cloud cover, solid cloud cover. Very depressing, actually. So the sea, the Bristol Channel, sounds like a river tonight. There's a trickle rather than waves. Yeah, there's no waves, but there is movement that I can hear. So it's quite different again, very different from a couple of weeks ago when it was Easter time and that amazing blue, that stillness. Yeah, our environment, wherever we are, is so beautiful. Nature. We just, I certainly feel close to our Creator. It's so magnificent, and we should treasure it. So I'm going to read you a poem tonight called Organ Garden. And it's a poem about stem cells and the stem cells that are within us and our ability to be able to activate our own healing processes by letting go of stresses, letting go of griefs and pains, and transforming back into our spirit of love, in the endorphins, in the parasympathetic nervous system, with a full brain processing of reason and consciousness, for understanding, to be able to let go of the hurts and the pains, to let those truths come out and pass by. I think life is a pretty constant renewing of our mind, renewing of ourselves, and we never come to the end. It's just what we need to do through life to just keep learning something new, keep the mind activated, keep ourselves positive and fulfilled. There's so much to see, so much to learn, and so much beauty. And we don't want to get stuck. We don't want to get stuck in the negative and become fearful, lose our confidence, not want to do things, not want to go out. Anyway, so this is about our body's ability to heal. It's a natural ability within us when we can activate it, when we can get to those subconscious levels of where that block is, where that division is, where that splitting is, where that repression. So and it's coronavirus lockdown time, so I'm much more for creating a cleaner planet, world, less pollution as we're seeing now. I mean, I hope that we're going to learn from all of this of how much damage we were doing to the planet and our environment and ourselves. Surely asthma type conditions must be down, breathing difficulties, obviously separate to coronavirus, and prayers for the people and the families suffering. But we really did need a wake-up call, and I think a lot of people, most people that I've spoken to, are finding this quite a preferable way of life in many ways. It'll be lovely to have our social things again, but let's hope it doesn't go back to the craziness it was before. The madness, the stress. So, I've just had to have a tooth taken out. I had a abscess that flared up very quickly, had swelling right across my face and starting to go up to my eye. and at which point I was sent up to the Heath Dental Hospital, and my tooth was extracted pretty promptly. So thank you very much for doing that. I really appreciate it. The pain is certainly almost gone now actually, and the swelling is going down. So I needed to have antibiotics, so they'll do their work, and then hopefully back to normal. So some things, some things go beyond that point of healing, but perhaps before we get there, then we can do other things to help. So, an organ garden. Stem cells, stem life. Stems growing hope in a garden of dreams of life and possibility. Organs and tissues, cells with issues. A heart, a kidney, what shall we grow? We can become whatever we know needs renewing. A new body part, an organ or eye, anything not to die. The key to eternal life may be a chance to live forever for you and for me. And the point of that poem is that when we live altruistically and in a healthy, positive state of being, then our bodies work better. We activate our own cells for renewal in a healthy manner. So may the New Jerusalem, heaven, come down to earth for healing for all nations, for heaven on earth as promised by God, who is love, and love is not a cortisol, and Jesus Christ is that whole spirit of love anointed. So all the fruits of the Spirit, the love, the joy, the faith, the kindness, the mildness, the patience, the goodness, patience, long-suffering, not to sin or hurt another. And then we get the twofold peace. We get the quiet conscience, the peace with self, peace with others, to be able to have joy, and of course peace with God. So it comes from the golden rule of loving God, which means to observe the commandments, the 10 commandments, and to love others as ourselves. So we must include ourselves in that equation. I think many of us, certainly mothers and women, we put ourselves at the bottom of the pile, but we have to learn to look after ourselves as well, and then you get that 3-way perfect measure where everybody attains to the spirit of love, which is what is our quest in life. Healing for all nations and heaven on earth. And Jesus Christ is coming soon to rule, the kingdom rule for heaven on earth. Thanks be to God. Have a blessed day.